Hello internet people. Today we are gonna show 5 things, I think, of what I don't like about this car. Things you might want to know before you buy one, because yeah, my opinion matters, I think. No, it doesn't. Yeah, let's check out this bad boy and see how bad it is, and try to convince you not to buy one. Don't be an idiot like me. Actually, they're pretty cool cars. I really like these cars. More videos on that in the future. The first thing is going to be the lock and unlock button. So you go to unlock it. I don't know if you can hear that, but like you hear like it doesn't instantly lock and unlock. It doesn't give you that satisfying click, like click. It's almost like as it locks and unlocks. It's not like tick. But it's frustrating how slow it takes to lock and unlock. I don't recall that issue happening on my Mustang. So many cars passing by, so it sucks living on the highway and trying to film a video. Alright, let's go inside the car, because that's where you're going to be most of the time while driving your car, unless it's broken. Then you might be underneath the hood. Hey, welcome! We are now inside the car. I was hoping things would get better in here, but no. Here's my frustration with this car. I don't like the placement of the cup holders. They're like way up there. You gotta, no, this might be different because I'm tall. I'm like 6'2", so my seat's all the way back. But it's kind of a far reach to get to these cup holders. That said, I do like these cup holders a lot better than the Sentra. They're a lot deeper. You got a lot more room over here. You can put bigger bottles. So if you're looking at a Sentra, these are better cup holders. But they sit so low. You also got cup holders back here. That's kind of weird to be able to have to reach back and grab these. And this is all stuff that I had frustrations with the ZX3 Focus when I've had one when it was new. It's just been so many years, I forgot about all this. It's one of the reasons why I didn't like the car. These come right out. I actually threw one of these away on my old car because my drink got stuck in there and it pulled right out. Cup holders, 2.2 out of 5, just because they're hard to reach. I like having an armrest. There's no place to rest my arm. There's no center console thingy here for me to put my arm on. Sometimes I like to rest my arm here and then there. But no, now my arm is just like hanging free air. I really wish there was some armrest here. So here's another issue with the car. You feel like you're driving on the car, not in the car. And I think that illusion has to do with the seats are slightly higher than some other cars. So you don't feel as much into the car. On top of that, this side panel here doesn't seem to come up quite as high, and you got a really high roof line. Where some cars you have a lower roof line, you sit a little bit lower. This is up. Feels like it's up a little bit higher. And then the center console, being that the cup holders, the whole center console thing sits so far low, that makes it even feel more like you're sitting on top of the car. Where I think even if they just made that center console raised up higher, I think it would give you the illusion more that you're in the car instead of on the car. That said, I got used to it really quick. It didn't really bother me. It's actually kind of a nice, different feeling in a way, because you're just like driving this thing, and you're on it, driving it, instead of being part of it. It is a very comfortable seat, as far as like height and position and everything like that. You know, driving, I got no complaints being in this position. It's getting hot in here. I'm gonna open the door. Let's open the door. So next we gotta talk about driving experience and the engine. And so you got to remember, this generation of cars, so the Spec V, the Mazda Speed Protege, they all came out around 2002, 2003, and their main focus was being better than the Civic Si at the time. So most of these cars did better in almost every aspect than the Civic Si. That's kind of one of my favorite times, is like all these manufacturers went after this market and they used the Civic Si as their benchmark. So what the Focus did is they took a slow engine, modified the engine, and made it quicker. They did all kinds of stuff to it, internals, intake manifold. I think they did some stuff with the heads and stuff like that. The issue with that is you take a slow engine and the factory made it fast, it makes it harder to make it even faster. Unless you go forced induction. Mazda Speed took a slow engine and they just slapped a turbo on it, so you're limited, or it's harder to make power with that. The Spec V, on the other hand, they just took an engine out of an Altima and stuck it in the car, so they just stuck in a faster engine, and it's a little bit easier to get power out of it. So my biggest gripe is that instead of just going with a bigger engine for your base, is they just took a slow engine and made it quick. Yeah, you can still do stuff to it, but it's not going to be as dramatic of an increase as you would with some other cars. I want to talk about the power band on top of the car. So it's not a drive-by-wire system, which is good and bad. I've kind of learned to really like the drive-by-wire system, especially when you get to tune it. It's really cool. But it kind of has a mechanical feel, and yeah, you kind of gotta work the gas pedal a little bit differently than a drive-by-wire system. A drive-by-wire will actually adjust your gas pedal input and make the car run the best it can based on the gas pedal input, where the drive-by cable, you just get what you get. I'm not gonna get into that whole drive-by-wire versus cable debate. When you're driving, if you wanna accelerate at all, you gotta be above 3,000 RPM. If you're just going on the highway, if you're in 6th gear, you're at 2,000, you press the gas, the car ain't going anywhere. You start hitting any little hill, the car does not have the torque to get up the hill. You're gonna have to downshift. And that's where I think the Sentra does a lot better in the torque area, where you don't have to shift as much, which makes it feel quicker, even though it may not be that much faster, because they're pretty close in specs. Except the Focus doesn't have very much torque. It's kind of like a Honda in a way. Then around 4,000 RPM, there's actually a really rough transition into the one power band to the second power band with the butterfly, or with the dual intake manifold opening and the intake timing, or whatever it's doing. It's not smooth at all. Compared to what I'm used to. I'm not used to feeling that transition at like a quarter throttle of the power band changing. Most other cars I've driven, yeah, the power band changes, but it's not as abrupt as that car. 3,000 to 4,000 is a sweet spot for regular driving. Spirited driving, anything above 4,500 and up is pretty nice. Gearing is really good between second, third, and fourth. They're really close. I do like that. I am gonna make another video on things I love about this car, because I am not just a hater. Thank you for watching. Aloha. Peace out. Catch you on the next one. More videos on both cars coming soon. So if you enjoy it, please watch it, I guess. If you don't enjoy it, well, good seeing you. I almost forgot. I learned something very, very important today. If you cannot sleep, it's because you are awake. Mind blown.